Tonight, a 260% jump in cases. That's what happened in Michigan after restrictions were lifted. Tonight, a warning from doctors. Plus, shipping season is kicking off and looking up after a challenging year navigating the pandemic. But first, a local school district is making budget cuts and says it will impact teachers, but help could be on the way from Minnesota's capital.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. $2 million, that's the amount of money the Grand Rapids School District expects to cut from its $57 million annual budget. And according to school officials, the cuts will affect educators within the district. But CBS3's John Cardinelli spoke with a local lawmaker who says help is hopefully on the way.
After a challenging year for educators, the Grand Rapids School District is looking at cutting costs.
We will be making budget reductions. Our number that we're targeting is $2 million.
80% of those affected by the budget cuts will be school personnel, such as teachers, substitutes, and school administrators.
There's no way to get to a $2 million reduction without it affecting people.
Of the $2 million in cuts, 33% will come from the district's teacher budget. Grand Rapids School Superintendent Matt Gross says 4 to 6 teachers could be affected, but not all are expected to lose their jobs. He says the pandemic and lower enrollment rates are to blame.
We had more students go homeschool. We had more students attend virtual online academies.
But there is a bill in the works down in St. Paul that might help school districts like Grand Rapids.
You're down this much because you missed out on this many students. How can the state step in and appropriate funds so that you don't need to make cuts?
Representative Spencer Igo represents the Grand Rapids area in the Minnesota House. He says the legislature is working to pass a bill aimed at addressing lost revenue due to enrollment.
It's going to be funding to give back to our school districts to help them catch up through the last year of shutdown.
The bill is in the early stages, and while Igo couldn't give us a specific dollar amount, he says it will take bipartisan support for the bill to pass.
We have a Democrat-ran bill, we have a Republican-ran bill. They're very, very close, and they're taking the governor's proposals. It's finding that way to mush them together and find a way that works better for all of us.
Representative Igo says he believes the bill will pass in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, one of the nation's largest teachers' unions is questioning the Biden administration's move to reduce social distancing from 6 feet to 3 feet in schools. The recently passed COVID relief package includes $122 billion for schools, but some teachers say even with the additional funding, they still lack the resources and planning to implement the CDC's latest guidance. New tonight at 10, a stretch of highway is back open tonight after a deadly crash this evening south of Duluth. According to the State Patrol, it happened around 6:15 near Holyoke on Highway 23 and Carlton County Road 8. While the State Patrol says the crash was fatal, they have not released any details on the number of victims or what led to the crash. MnDOT listed the highway as closed in both directions for nearly 2 hours after the crash. You can look for updates on CBS3Duluth.com. Dave's here for our first check of the weather. Dave, just rain out there so far?
So far, just rain and around 1/10 of an inch for a lot of towns so far.
So
There's
far.
a lot more coming our way. We could be going towards a 1/2 inch to a full inch of rain, and some places have a chance for snow to try to stick, at least for a couple of hours. So as we take a look at our alerts here tonight, you can get a hint that, oh, the place with the sticking snow likely will be, hey, the arrowhead of northern Minnesota inland for St. Louis County, Cook County, and Lake counties. Folks, they're facing a winter weather advisory till 7 o'clock tomorrow night. 3 to 6 inches of snow could fall there by Thursday morning. By the lake, winds kicking up more than 20 miles per hour lead to a gale warning. And for the rest of us, probably rain is what we're going to get from a pair of low-pressure systems. The bigger, slower-moving ones coming up from Oklahoma, now centered more towards Iowa. That's bringing warmth and rain. You can see a narrow stripe or an Alberta Clippers trying to pass by at the same time. That could cool us down just a little bit and help form that snow that folks in the Arrowhead might get. So, forecast overnight tonight through tomorrow says it's a 100% chance of rain. Most towns are getting it right now and will continue to get it until Thursday morning. Temperature trends going downwards, only 37 tomorrow. Will that last into the weekend? We'll show you with the 7-day forecast in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Last year proved difficult for most aspects of the mining industry, including shipping. But as the new season kicks off, officials say things are looking up. Here's a live look at Duluth's aerial lift bridge as the first vessels left the Twin Ports today. The start of a new shipping season is welcome news after last season was crushed by the pandemic. Total tonnage through the port of Duluth Superior dropped to the port's lowest single season total since 1938. And each of the port's major cargo categories experienced season-over-season tonnage declines, most notably iron ore, which was down 21.9%. But as the vessels take off for a new season, local industry officials are expecting smooth sailing for the year ahead. Officials with the Duluth Superior Duluth Seaway Port Authority said early indications show a rebound in tonnage in the port, led by back to normal levels of iron ore movement on the Great Lakes. Adding, iron mines are open and operational, and there's a healthy demand for steel, which all bodes well for the port of Duluth Superior. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Court of Appeals heard arguments today over Enbridge Energy's Line 3 replacement project in northern Minnesota, which opponents are calling unnecessary. They say that's because of an eventual decline in the demand for oil. The Calgary, Alberta-based company broke ground on the replacement pipeline in December after receiving a construction stormwater permit from the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. The court is expected to issue a decision by June, and we are expecting a construction update from Enbridge tomorrow. Be sure to stick with CBS3 throughout the day for the latest on that. Minnesota's governor joined groups from around the state in calling for an end to hate crimes. Jewish Community Action hosted the digital forum, which included activists and elected leaders. They discussed the troubling rise in hate-related incidents. Governor Tim Walz called on the legislature to pass a bill which would more clearly classify hate crimes, make it easier for victims to report, and provide them with support. Walz called the rise in Asian-related hate crimes disgusting and heartbreaking, but predictable.
We need to recognize that this is real, that what happened in Atlanta will continue to happen unless we choose to make very proactive measures, whether it is this piece of legislation or having the conversations every opportunity we can.
The bill has been introduced in both the House and Senate, but has not had a hearing. Cocktails to go could soon be a reality in Wisconsin. The Wisconsin Senate approved a pair of bills today loosening restrictions on alcohol to go. The first bill would allow bars and restaurants to sell mixed drinks and glasses of wine to go with a tamper-evident seal. The second bill would let people order alcohol online and pick it up from the seller. The state Senate hopes these bills help businesses bounce back from the pandemic. Michigan added more than 3,500 new cases of COVID-19 and 16 deaths in the last 24 hours. Since the end of February, when indoor dining reopened and many students went back to the classroom, caseloads have jumped more than 260%. Andrew Feather explains why some doctors think restrictions were rolled back too early.
Michigan's economy is reopening. People are eating and drinking at restaurants, going bowling, and into movie theaters. It's a return to a sense of normalcy that Dr. David Davenport, Director of Infection Prevention at Ascension Borges Hospital, says could be contributing to rising COVID-19 cases in Michigan.
We may have relaxed restrictions too soon. We really need all the tools at our disposal to control a virus like this that's incredibly unforgiving.
Since February 20th, the average number of cases per day has jumped from just over 800 to almost 3,000. Last week, Dr. Anthony Fauci weighed in on Michigan.
She's a really good governor. I know. I think she's done some really good things. But I am telling them just hold off for a bit. So just hang in there. Don't turn the switch on and off. Pull back gradually. Not all at once, all things are off and everything goes.
Pushing back, Governor Gretchen Whitmer says the state acted on data, adding there is concern among state health officials about rising caseloads. Cases involving variant strains are also of concern.
We have more mixing of people. You have a strain that's more contagious out there.
Michigan currently has the second highest number of confirmed cases of the highly contagious UK COVID-19 variant, behind Florida.
We have ongoing community spread of this virus, and we're probably not catching all the cases.
With hospitalizations on the rise, Davenport says it may be time to impose additional measures.
I think it should be on the table for discussion.
So far, there are more than 900 confirmed cases of the UK variant in Michigan. Due to lack of variant testing and turnaround time, health officials say the actual caseload is likely much higher. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, keeping walleye in Lake Mille Lacs. That's the DNR's goal. Find out how many fish you can catch and keep next.
Well, it did get as cold as 17 below on this date back in 1974, and believe it or not, I don't remember that one. Can't remember every cold snap, I guess. Well, not a cold snap coming right now, but cool enough for snow for some towns. We'll talk about how much is expected to fall by Thursday morning for some parts of our region right after our break.
You're watching the CBS 3 News at 10 with Kristen Vaki, sports with Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS 3.
Join us weeknights for Live at 5 as we go around the Northland city by city.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Yeah.
With great deals, get ready to turn your dreams into reality.
Right now, save big with a complimentary first month's lease payment on a new 2021 Highlander. To learn more, visit Toyota.com.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
As medical professionals, we work hard to protect our families and neighbors.
Access North has partnered with the Minnesota Department of Health to be a COVID community coordinator.
Thank you, Access North, for being an advocate and a resource for people with disabilities.
Contact Access North Center for Independent Living, your local COVID community coordinator resource for people with disabilities.
Mask up and keep each other safe, Minnesota.
Let A1 Movers help bridge the gap from your old house to your new home. We have the tools for all of your relocating needs. Big or small, we move them all. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, we help get you where you need to go as safely and efficiently as possible. A1 Movers specializes in making hard work easier, saving you time and your back. To schedule your move, call or visit a1movers.org today.
Ultra Deck Inspire, decking that makes life easier. Natural wood grain texture you never have to stain or paint. Slip-resistant surface that takes on weather. Durable, long-lasting material that takes on life. Tough, sustainable, and beautiful. Ultra Deck Inspire for every lifestyle, exclusively at Menards.
Has your home or business suffered hail or wind damage? Whether it's time for a total re-roofing or replacement of your fallen shingles, call William K. Construction. Residential or commercial, we'll give you a free inspection and estimate. William K. Construction has been licensed in the Northland for 20 years and has over 30 years of experience in all types of quality roofing services, including installations, modifications, patching, and all types of damage repair. William K. Construction, serving Duluth and the surrounding area. Call us today or visit us online.
CBS 3 Weather is brought to you by Kerry Toyota. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
All right, here's a picture of the old ruins of the lighthouse on Park Point over by Sky Harbor Airport, dating back to 1857 and pretty much abandoned by the 1890s and crumbling since around 1902 when they took out the steel supports on the inside. But just think about how many storms that Sentinel has stood against since 1857. And it's got another round coming in tonight and through tomorrow and into Thursday morning. A chance for rain for many of us and maybe a little bit of snow for some towns as well. So speaking of the rain, here you go, Kristen. Here's a look at the rain that has come down so far, and it seems to be clustered mostly around the head of the lakes at this point here, with 1100s in the Twin Ports, 1300s towards Solon Springs, almost 2/10 in the Ashland area, and close to a quarter of an inch in Hayward. We need this rain. It is pushing northwards. I think we're all going to get it. In fact, the charts say it's a 100% chance for the precip through early Thursday morning. Right now, though, we'll talk about the current conditions before eyeing up the Doppler, and we have 37 at the airport in Duluth, 89% for the relative humidity. East-northeast wind closer to the lakes going 20 miles per hour. Of course, thanks to the terrain and the trees farther inland, it's a little bit gentler, but we do have a gale warning for Lake Superior, so the shipping season has started, and they could have some heavy seas, at least until Thursday afternoon. Air pressure right now is on the lower side at 1,013 millibars, 29.91 inches of mercury. And the lower barometer readings, of course, come courtesy from a pair of low-pressure systems. The bigger one with more moisture is centered down towards Iowa, and as it spins, it's bringing the rain up towards Wisconsin and Michigan at this hour. Lighter stuff in Minnesota for the time being, but this low is also backed up by an Alberta clipper right in the Canadian border at the same time. So through the double whammy here, we've got a 100% chance for a rain and snow mix, as I've been mentioning, through early Thursday morning. The snow quotient here, it'll affect a few places. Let's say in general our entire area could run a trace to 2 inches, though I'm still thinking outside that blue zone for the Iron Ranges, really we're going to get more rain than anything else. But it's for folks on the range towards the Canadian border where there is the possibility for 3 to 6 inches. I don't think it'll all come in one fell swoop. Again, it may take until Thursday morning to get here, but either way, drive cautiously until things clean up once again. Tonight in Minnesota, rain, snow likely. That means 100% chance. Low temps about 30 to 37. Cooler up north, warmer down south. Wisconsin and Michigan, tighter band of temperatures, 34 to 36, with the same 100% chance for rain and snow. And it stays up there towards 100% for tomorrow, with Wisconsin, Michigan highs going 37 to 41. That is still a little bit warmer than normal for most places, just not as much as it was over the weekend. Minnesota highs tomorrow, upper 30s to about 40 degrees. Rain and snow continuing till early Thursday morning, and then weak high pressure takes over for Thursday and Friday. Partial sunshine, but highs only in the 30s. Back to normal for a couple of days, then a little bit warmer by Saturday, Kristen. And that could come in conjunction with our next little trough of lower pressure, and we could have another 40% chance for a rain-snow mix. The latest models don't indicate that one being as thick and sassy and zesty as it's going to be for Rangers tomorrow, but we'll keep an eye on the Doppler map as we get closer to that day.
All right. Hopefully if it's spread out a little bit, it won't cause too much of a mess for folks who have to get out and drive.
And we're old snow veterans around
that's
here,
true.
so we will be cautious and we'll watch out and we'll get through.
We sure will. Thanks, Dave. A lower ice fishing harvest is good news for anglers hoping to keep walleye on Lake Mille Lacs. The Minnesota DNR announced today anglers can keep one walleye during each of the spring and fall seasons. Walleye fishing is open for 2 weeks in May and again from mid-September through the end of November. Anglers can keep one walleye between 21 and 23 inches or one more than 28 inches. The rest of the summer will be catch and release only. It's been 2 years since the fire hall on Madeline Island burnt to the ground along with everything in it, but the department is finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. The fire department and ambulance unit spent the last 2 weeks moving their equipment and trucks into the 11,000 square foot building. It cost roughly $3.5 million for construction, which began in the fall of last year. For the last 2 years, they've had their donated equipment stored throughout the town. Officials say it's a great feeling finally having a home base.
We have this brand new building, new equipment, and somehow with the insurance companies did us well. We have more than we had, and it is a silver lining.
The department also received $375,000 in donations to help with the cost of construction and equipment. Still to come, we've seen 2 deadly shootings in the U.S. in the past week, what the president is calling for in Washington after the break.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
What drew me to Bell was their reputation for taking great care of their employees and their customers.
I find Bell to be exactly what they promoted themselves to be.
If you want a family-centered, culturally driven organization who's going to give back to the community, a bank that you're able to work with, people that you know and trust, come to Bell Bank.
I'm so happy I made the switch to Bell, and I know you will be too.
Familiar and new. Bell Bank. Banking, mortgage, wealth management, and insurance.
Make mom or grandma's jewelry new again at Numi Jewelers. Come to our custom design and restyling event April 1st and 2nd. Bring an old ring, pendant, or earrings and design a new piece you will love. True love is guaranteed at Numi Jewelers.
You got the gear, but do you have the internet to power it? Go full speed. Get extreme internet starting at $19.99 a month for a year. Show your tech some respect and see what it can really do with speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig, powerful in-home Wi-Fi, and 99.99% network reliability. Get extreme internet starting at $19.99 a month for a year and get ready to go full speed. Dial 844-EXTREME2.
It's snow removal season, and there's never been a better time to get into a John Deere compact utility tractor from Northland Lawn Sport and Equipment, the local leader for the world's best tractors. Unbeatable financing, like 0% for 60 months, and additional cash savings up to $2,500. Let us get you into the right John Deere today. Get a $500 bonus when you trade in your competitor, and get more done in a John Deere. Visit any one of our Northland locations or learn more at northlandlawnsport.com.
We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
Hello.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Holden Insurance Agency if auto owners make sense for you.
Spring into super savings during the Ready, Set, Go Toyota sales event at Cary Toyota in Superior. Lease a flashy new all-wheel drive Highlander or Highlander Hybrid and Toyota will pay your first payment up to $600. Lease this new sporty all-wheel drive Camry LE and your first month's payment is on Toyota. Looking for great gas mileage? Lease a sparkling new Corolla or Corolla Hybrid at Cary Toyota and Toyota will pay your first payment. Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event is on now through March 31st. Hurry in to score your awesome deal from Cary Toyota in Superior. Voted best car dealer in the Northland 22 times.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night.
Every day during your birthday month, you can receive up to $30 in club cash.
Questions about the COVID-19 vaccine? Now there's an information center to provide the details you need. Get local vaccine information and the latest from the CDC, all at CBS3Duluth.com. When it matters most, turn to live, local CBS3.
Local news and local weather here on CBS 3. President Biden is calling on Congress to pass legislation to reduce gun violence in the wake of Monday's deadly shooting in Boulder, Colorado, and last week's deadly spa shootings in Atlanta. The president's comments come as the Senate Judiciary Committee held a previously scheduled hearing on gun violence. Skylar Henry reports from Capitol Hill.
Members of the Senate Judiciary Committee addressed Monday's deadly mass shooting in Colorado during a previously scheduled hearing on gun violence.
Inaction has made this horror completely predictable. Inaction by this Congress makes us complicit.
Every time there's a shooting, we play this ridiculous theater where this committee gets together and proposes a bunch of laws that would do nothing to stop these murders.
Among the witnesses, a woman whose mother was shot and killed by a home invader.
If a strong background check law was in place, I could be having breakfast with my mother instead of appearing before your committee.
While a former Texas state representative who lost her parents in the Luby's cafeteria mass shooting offered a different view on gun laws.
I was mad as hell at my legislators because they had legislated me and others in that restaurant out of the right to be able to defend ourselves.
President Biden called on Congress to pass what he says are common sense steps to reduce gun violence.
The United States Senate, I hope some are listening, should immediately pass the 2 House-passed bills that close loopholes in the background check system.
This Senate will be different.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer promised to bring the legislation to the Senate floor, but it's unclear if the bills will pass. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Coming up next in sports, section semifinal hockey highlights are coming up. Kelly is in next.
Eye on Mining is brought to you by Range Regional Airport.
6-year financing has been extended at Home Furniture. Everything is on sale, and you can finance it free for 6 years. Plus, get free shipping. Extended savings with extended financing for 6 years. Now at Home Furniture.
We switch.
I switched to Chevy.
I switched for more room.
I switched for my family, for adventure.
We love our Chevy.
With an impressive lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs, it's no wonder people are switching to Chevy year after year.
I'm never switching back.
Add another Chevy to your driveway. Get a $3,500 cash allowance on most 2021 Equinox models. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $1,250 cash allowance. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Honey, what are you doing?
Carpet's getting a little long. Tripping hazard.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Run! Who wants a brat?
Honey, just get in already.
It's okay to be a little overprotective.
Seriously?
After all, it's how we feel about our customers. Western National Insurance.
Hi, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet. It's time to welcome the new year with the bath of your dreams. With our Say Goodbye to 2020 sale, we're offering 20% off labor, 20% off material, and no interest, no payment, and zero down until 2022. All of our products are backed with the Good Housekeeping seal of approval and a lifetime warranty. For a free estimate, call us today or visit us online at bathplanet.com. Bath Planet, out of this world service, down to earth price.
On February 12, 2021, KBJR License LLC licensee of KBJR TV RF Channel 19 Superior, Wisconsin, and KRII RF Channel 11 Chisholm, Minnesota filed an application with the Federal Communications Commission for transfer of control to Gray Television, Inc. and subsequent pro forma assignment of license to Gray Television Licensee LLC. Members of the public wishing to view this application or obtain information about how to file comments and petitions on the application can visit publicfiles.fcc.gov and search KBJR TV and KRII Public Files.
Ready to do something good? Saving a life is easy with Memorial Blood Centers. If you've recovered from COVID-19 or tested positive for antibodies and have not had the vaccine, you can become a convalescent plasma donor and help someone battling COVID-19. The pandemic has created a chronic deficit in blood donations over the last year. There is an urgent need for blood donors. Visit mbc.org to find out where to donate or learn more about becoming a blood or plasma donor.
Home Seasonal Concepts is now open with the largest selection of outdoor furniture on sale. Plus, get a free fabric upgrade on custom or special order cushions and slings from Homecrest Outdoor Living and Tropitone. And free no-contact garage drop shipping. Now at Home Seasonal Concepts.
Now, CBS 3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
Well, it is almost here. This week marks the final week of the regular season for boys high school hockey in the state of Minnesota. That is before the big tourney down at the X. Now, Hermantown making their way to what they hope, and we probably know, is another state tournament berth. Tonight, it was Virginia MIB in the way of them and the section championship game. Hawks already up 3-0 with 2 periods still to play. Joey Pierce from Mikey Graves all the way from basically Proctor fires that one on net and hits it. Pierce's 7th this season makes it a 4-0 game. One more in the second. The sophomore, Ty Hansen, with the quick wrister, gets it to go. Hawks take a 5-0 lead, putting 40 shots on net through 2 periods. They go on to win handedly 8-0, and they will face the winner of this one on the other side of the bracket. It was Hibbing, Chisholm, and Duluth Denfeld at the Heritage Center. Tied up at 1 apiece in the second until Andy Larson took over. A backhander from the circle past Evan Radovich, who took over for Braden Boyer due to an injury. And then the Hunters turned it up. A tape-to-tape pass from Sam Karch, and Larson has his second of the period. It's 3-1 Denfeld after 2. The Blue Jackets would start the third on the power play, though. Maybe a chance to get back into it, but less than a minute into it, Kate Shea gets a shorty. And that was pretty much it. Denfeld moving on to meet Hermantown in the section finals, 6-1 over Hibbing Chisholm. Well, switching to basketball, an exciting run for Duluth East rolled on tonight in the 7-4A playoffs. After earning the 2 seed, they got to host a semifinal game tonight against the 3-seeded Forest Lake. Plenty of fans on hand for this one, and they were treated to a great game, a tie ball game with 13 minutes to go. Joe Voss, a floater from the block, part of a 7-0 run for East. Coach Rhett McDonald is loving it, brings the fans to their feet. Fast forward to the end, a minute and a half to go. East by 2. It's Voss again in transition, finishing with 10 points on the night, but credit to the Rangers. They hung around. Connor Vesfeld makes it a 2-point game with just over a minute left. The Hounds kept pushing, though. The ball kept moving. Noah Paulson and Maddie Thompson with the give and go. The and one to ice the game. Thompson with an outstanding game-high 31 points. The Greyhounds win it 67-57 after some free throws. They'll get the 5-seed Coon Rapids in the section finals on Thursday after they set the top-seeded Andover tonight. Sorry, I'm just upset about my Huskies. In 7-3A, it'll be the top 2 seeds in the section final, Princeton and Hibbing, who took care of business at home tonight. In 7AA, Pequot Lakes team took down Esco, and Moose Lake Willow River, who lost at Duluth Marshall earlier this season, they upset the Hilltoppers 87-73. Those two meet Thursday for a trip to state. In 7A girls action, MIB avenged their loss in the section finals from a season ago with a win over Cromwell Wright. They'll host Cherry on Thursday with a trip to state on the line. And in 7-3A, Grand Rapids edged out Hermantown 62-56. They'll host Chisago Lakes in the section final on Thursday. And that's going to do it for sports this evening. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. If you're 50 or older, ask your doctor about screening options.
I'm Carrie Harris, owner of Diabetic and Comfort Shoes. We have been in business in the Northland, helping you with your everyday foot problems stemming from diabetes to plantar fasciitis for the past 17 years. Stop in and see the complete line of men's and women's shoes, from SAS to Allegria to Vionic, for those millions of people battling plantar fasciitis. And we still have a great selection of comfortable shoes for diabetics, Medicare and Minnesota Healthcare approved. Remember, no foot problem is too big or too small. We'll find the way to your soul.
Buying your first home is the start of realizing bigger dreams with your family. That's why it's important to protect everything you love with American Family Insurance. Wait, what's that?
It's their dream car.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's actually my dream car. And my little dream tire swing with some dream trees. There'll be a nice dream garden right here, too.
Protect your dream home with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Flying from the big city can be stressful with traffic, parking fees, busy concourses, and security lines, and that long drive home. At Range Regional Airport, we take the stress out of flying. We're close to home with free parking, short lines, comfortable lounge, and quick access through security. Take the stress out of flying. Fly Range Regional Airport, Hibbing.
Menards has everything you need to improve your water. Remove unwanted sediments, tastes, and odors from your water supply with OmniFilter Whole House Systems. Over 30 styles are now 11% off. After filtering your water, get softer skin and cleaner clothes with a new Morton Water Softener. Right now, all water softeners are 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Winter is full of surprises, but you'll be ready with a Ford Escape. Because with up to $5,000 total cash, now is the perfect time to get behind the wheel. Chilly mornings? You've got remote start. Freezing temperatures? Forget about them with heated seats. But hurry, your chance to save big and see for yourself how the Ford Escape is built for weather ends soon. For a limited time, get up to $5,000 total cash on an Escape, only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, celebrating 30 years in business in 2021 with 30% off store-wide, downtown Duluth.
Well, we've been celebrating National Puppy Day all day long, and we are not stopping now. The big goal of the day is to raise awareness of both puppy mills and the growing need for animal adoptions. We just want to thank everyone so much for sharing these adorable pictures with us. We have plenty more on our Facebook page. And here at CBS3, we love animals as well, so it's natural we show off some of our furry friends. The little pup you just saw there was Dave's dog. There's Kelly with her dog, Wally.
He looks thrilled, doesn't he?
Louie. That's my boy, Louie, and that's my other boy, Duke, who we recently adopted, and we are just so in love with all of our animals here. And Kelly, you wanted to show...
Yeah, I do. I failed to get this one in, but this is I've tabbed him as my god dog. His name is Jameson. If you could zoom in on that, Ryan, I got a plethora of photos of him in my phone that I just didn't get.
Post it on your social.
Yeah, but he's in there. He's a sweet little boy. But yeah, he's my god dog.
Happy puppy day.
Happy puppy day.
Dave, quick final look at the weather.
Maybe some snow for the range tomorrow. 3 to 6 inches possible. Rain for maybe the rest of us. Bye-bye.
All right. Keep your eye with CBS 3. We'll see you tomorrow.